Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this. This map from Chad Steingraber actually explains everything I've been saying over the course of the last 2 years. I've been showing you the rails getting put in place all around the world. I showed you how Ripple is emerging as a global company along the way. And you see Ripple tied in to FedNow, BRICS, the EU, Payments Canada, the UK. And every single day there's new rails being put in place all the time. It shows you how big this actually is. And let me tell you something. You're either going to be holding XRP when it goes live on all these rails, or you will be left with regret, because the price is going to take off so fast when it happens. This comes from Brad Garlinghouse. Launching a stablecoin is a natural step for Ripple as we bridge the gap between traditional finance and crypto. We have 1, the years of experience, 2, regulatory footprint, 3, a strong balance sheet, and 4, a network with near global payout coverage. To offer the best of crypto-enabled payments using XRP and our future stablecoin together. Take notice how Brad Garlinghouse even said global payout coverage. That's how big this is becoming. And I think Ripple is going to become a bank. They're going to be the lender of last resort. I think they're going to emerge into a central bank. It's the same reason that they now have custody. Plus they handle payments. Plus they're also getting into lending and borrowing. All the same things that a bank does. But Ripple is going to be a massive digital bank. Good Morning Crypto gives 10 key reasons why he holds XRP. Efficient gas token XRP ledger. Valuable for auto bridging. Key player in DeFi, liquidity pools, Flare, F assets, and more. Store of value potential. Prevents ledger spam effectively. Swift payment settlement. Helps reduce or eliminate nostro vostro. Eco-friendly and low carbon footprint. Ideal micropayment solution. Offers low transaction fees. Why do you hold XRP? Put it in the comments section down below. The reason I hold this cryptocurrency is because as I've been talking about it for the past 2 years, I see how massive this network is becoming. And Ripple is at the heart of all of it. They're tied in, if not directly, through partners of theirs. And on top of that, whenever the BIS or the IMF is having a roundtable meeting, even the Fed, somehow Ripple always has a seat at the table, especially when they're talking about cross-border payments. That shows you that Ripple is at the heart of everything when we push into the new financial system. David Schwartz says, XRP and the XRP ledger really are what you see is what you get. If you're imagining that there's some massive secret, you're imagining. You can imagine anything about anything. Imagining things doesn't justify believing them. Be excited about is actually there or building things. You know, it took imagination when I bought my XRP to see how big this is actually going to be. You don't need imagination anymore. It's happening right in front of you on a daily basis. And these are the announcements that we know about. There's bigger things going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about yet. That's how big this actually is. Standard Chartered, Mox, MasterCard, and Liberia successfully complete a POC on tokenized deposit and a tokenized version of carbon credit. So now it begins. And once they tokenize and they successfully complete a deposit, this will become the normal over time. This is going to pick up all throughout the rest of this year. Tokenization is going to be absolutely incredible. This comes from Smoke, UCC, Article 12 equals established rights of holders of digital assets in the United States. Most states will adopt Article 12 amendments by 2025. You know why they're establishing rights of holders of digital assets? Because they know everybody is anxious to be holding digital assets, especially the banks. The banks are being held back right now. And at the same time, the banks are on the verge of collapsing. What could actually fix the banks is digital assets. If they offered crypto at the local bank, do you know how many new customers would be coming into that bank? But because here in the United States, they want the banks to collapse because they want to consolidate them all into a handful of banks. Same way that crypto regulations is going to consolidate the crypto space. All of a sudden, meme coins and everything else is going to disappear, and all we're going to be left with is a handful of cryptocurrencies. But all the money is going to be in that handful of cryptocurrencies. 3 minutes of absolute heat from the Digital Euro Conference, a panel speaking on MiCA regulations. The panelists get into somewhat of a debate about stablecoin regulations and the possibilities of mass subpoenas being issued to any companies utilizing stablecoins in Europe that don't follow MiCA regulations. The regulation bar is being set high and it's on fire. Are your investments compliant? Now think about it. Tether cannot meet MiCA regulations, so companies will not be able to utilize Tether either. You know, this is going to be bigger than what most people think, and Tether is going to go down because MiCA regulations are going to be everywhere. Every country is going to adopt similar regulations, but people inside the crypto space, they never want to believe anything until it happens. Then all of a sudden, those same people are going to be back here saying, I can't believe I lost all this money on Tether. Everybody's been warning of this for years now, and now it seems like it's actually playing out in real time. Just in, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Amazon Web Services used 90 terawatt hours of electricity in 2022, which is more than the country of Colombia, JP Morgan Chase says. Now, that's another thing. You know, I keep seeing people saying, nobody cares about the energy consumption of Bitcoin. All they care about is the money. No, governments care. This is the narrative that they are pushing right now. You see it happening with the World Economic Forum, the BIS, the IMF, even the Fed. When they're talking about power consumption, what they're talking about is how if your crypto is not energy efficient, your crypto won't be utilized going forward. And everybody talks about carbon offsets as well when it comes to Bitcoin. Renewables. That doesn't fix the problem. Just in, Federal Reserve's Kashkari says Bitcoin has little practical use. It's not an investment vehicle or a currency. This is what I was trying to point out in yesterday's video. And I don't hate Bitcoin. What it is how I look at Bitcoin is like this, okay? It was first. And people love Bitcoin. I get it. But I would rather put my money into newer technology. It was a beta test coin. The real Bitcoin is XRP that they're going to utilize inside the banks. They're going to utilize inside the new financial system. So I don't see any reason for me to invest in something that doesn't have a future, because this is the way they're talking about Bitcoin now. And it's not just the Fed. It's the IMF. It's the World Economic Forum. It's the BIS. They're pretty much they're trying to classify Bitcoin as something other than crypto even. So once crypto regulations come, Bitcoin won't even be included in any way. I think that's the path we are on. And I'm just pointing it out because I know a lot of retail investors have their money tied up in Bitcoin. And retail investors are just like us. They're 9 to 5 working people that want to get rich off of crypto. So they most likely hear a friend of theirs saying to them, listen, you got to get in Bitcoin. Or maybe they listen to the Bitcoin maxi hype. Whatever it is, they're investing in Bitcoin. And at some point, they should take their money and get into utility, because we see everything pushing towards utility right now. Just in, Bitcoin payment processor IBEX Pay decides to suspend all US services starting May 31st. So they see what's coming. They're pretty much telling you that they're no longer going to work in the United States because they know regulations are on the way. And look at what's going on with Tether as well. China busts $2 billion USDT money laundering operation. Even China is going to crack down on Tether going forward. Every single country is going to have similar regulations. That's how cross-border payments work. U.S. inflation falls to 3.4%. How many of you believe that number? You know, I still see food prices going up. Gas prices are still going up. And yet they want you to believe that inflation is coming down. It doesn't make sense. But I'm sure this will be bullish for not only the stock market, but also crypto. I see a lot of people saying that XRP is going to be back above 65 cents by this weekend. Let's see what happens. New U.S. Congressman Thomas Massie publishes poll asking if he should introduce legislation to abolish the Federal Reserve. Currently, over 54,000 people voted to end the Fed. We don't need the Fed. You know, the Fed created the problem of inflation, and now the same entity is trying to fight back against inflation. It's all corrupt, and it's time to get rid of the Fed. And while you're at it, get rid of the IRS. You know, if we didn't have income tax, people would spend more money. They'd have more money in their pocket. You know, in this country, it's all about taxing you and then taxing you again and then taxing you again. Get rid of the taxes. We don't need it. The money's not even staying inside the United States. Our money is going everywhere else while our country falls apart. And that's why I continue to buy even more crypto. You know, I just bought 2 new cryptocurrencies. I'm going to try to put videos together around them. One is Velo and the other one is SHX. And I will try to put some content together around that. I'm also going to do a video on Slate. They're building out on the Stellar Network. They're a social media platform, and I really like their platform. It's solid. And I'm also working with them to do a giveaway on this channel to 10 random people in the comment section. I'll talk more about that as we get closer. But you know, this is why you stay in utility-driven cryptocurrencies. The whole world is talking about use case and utility and real-time payments. And yet people still want to park their money in Bitcoin because Bitcoin is sitting around $66,000 right now. This, in my opinion, is going to be the last major run-up for Bitcoin. After that, I don't know what's going to happen with it. And even those Bitcoin ETFs, they're going to end up being tokenized, and all the value is going to sit on the XRP ledger, the Stellar Network, Hedera, other networks as well. That's the path forward for BlackRock. And I'm sure there's a hidden agenda there as well that we just don't know about yet. But you know, until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.